Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Real Wisdom Artificial Intelligence. Today is March 23rd, is a Monday. I will write a newsletter, so do stay tuned for that. Now, let's go ahead get started. Today's dose of Rashmi is unconscious intelligence lives your life logically as a tool for your mind. Wisdom, on the other hand, is balancing your logical mind with your crazy heart to live your life to its fullest potential. This almost as an extension of what I talked about yesterday. If you think about it, yesterday I talked about that intelligence as we have defined it is based on knowledge and information. And however, if we look at the wider universe, there is far more out there that isn't in the realm of information and data, and there are things that we are never going to know because a large part of the universe is dark matter, dark energy. So maybe our intelligence as we have defined it, that it is all knowledge based intelligence, data accumulation based intelligence, is itself limiting, and the real intelligence is the intelligence that is, of course, still have the intelligence based on the knowledge and data. I'm not questioning that, but it's beyond that. So now that's where the heart and the logical mind balance comes around. If we now examine this from the three-layer Rashmi hierarchy, as I've been doing throughout this month, so at layer one, we are completely driven by our logical mind, and our attention is distracted. So in a way, our mind is always focused on wherever our attention goes, and we end up becoming a complete instrument of our mind, which in turn is reacting to external situations. At layer two, our growth mindset, we have a clear objective in mind, and at this point we have mastered how to use our intelligence, and to some extent we have mastered our mental models, mental chatter, to put it to use towards our objective. So our attention is no longer distracted, it is focused towards the objective, which allows us to filter out the noise from the signal and pick the mental models that help us move forward in terms of the goal that we have picked. And as I've repeatedly said in this series, that is what makes successful entrepreneurs. So it is absolutely the right way to go from layer one to layer two. However, this is where growth mindset plus plus or the Rashmi level intelligence comes in. If now we combine yesterday's dose, that there is really intelligence beyond the intelligence that is based on just gathering facts, based on information, data, knowledge. And that is where that intelligence, we all have access to it. That comes in from our heart intelligence. Our heart has neurons, as you would have heard about the gut. So there's gut intelligence, heart intelligence, and really finding the balance for all of that. That is the power of yoga. Yoga literally means union. So it is union across the intelligence that is there in our entire body. And this is where a framework that I've talked about repeatedly in this series, Dr. Jill Bolte Taylor's whole brain living, and really connecting to your plan, protect, explore, and connect all of those personalities which are within you, and creating a brain huddle and coming up with the path where you've listened to each of these voices within your head, because they are telling you things which are based on the logical mind, which are based on your heart, which are based on your gut and intuition. So listen to all of that, balance it. That's where the balance comes around. That's what yoga will help you achieve. That's where things like conscious pause that I repeatedly talk about in this series can really help you. And all of this, if you think about my own journey, it has been transformational for me. I spent majority of my career being a fairly logical minded successful person in startups as well as corporate setups, and Then health crisis forced me to turn inwards. And as I started deliberately using other parts of my brain, really helped me understand the power of our attention. Wherever we direct our attention, that's where paying attention to what your heart is telling you, paying attention to what your intuitions are telling you, besides your logical mind, is very, very important. And once you do that, the Rashmi level intellect opens up for any one of us. You don't have to go through a health crisis like I did. This is something that each one of us has access to. And that is what I'm trying to do through this series and the journey from intelligence to consciousness. Thank you.